Over the past few years, many aspiring developers have noticed something unusual. Learning to code has become more accessible than ever before. Online platforms offer programming courses, boot camps promise fast career transitions, and thousands of people around the world are training to become software developers. Yet despite this surge of new talent, many junior developers are struggling to secure their first job. Applications often receive hundreds of candidates, interviews become more selective, and entry-level roles appear harder to obtain. Understanding why requires examining how the technology labor market has evolved. Now, salary breakdown. Entry-level software engineers in the United States typically earn between $70,000 and $95,000, depending on location and company size. In some high-cost regions, salaries may begin closer to $100,000. Mid-level engineers usually earn between $120,000 and $160,000. Senior engineers in large technology companies often exceed $200,000 in total compensation. These numbers continue attracting new developers to the industry every year. Now, market demand. Demand for experienced engineers remains strong. Companies continue building software platforms, expanding cloud infrastructure, and integrating digital services into nearly every industry. However, many organizations prefer hiring developers who can contribute immediately to complex production systems. Experienced engineers often require less training and can take ownership of technical systems more quickly. Because of this, hiring demand frequently concentrates around engineers with several years of experience. Now, competition level. Another factor influencing the junior hiring market is the maturity of modern software teams. In earlier stages of the industry, many companies built new engineering teams from scratch and were willing to train inexperienced developers. Today, many technology organizations already operate complex production systems that require engineers to contribute quickly. Training completely new developers requires time from senior engineers, documentation, and mentoring resources. During periods of slower hiring growth, companies often prefer candidates who already understand development workflows, such as version control, code reviews, testing practices, and deployment pipelines. This does not eliminate opportunities for junior developers, but it raises the expectations placed on candidates entering their first professional role. The number of people entering software development has grown dramatically. Universities graduate large cohorts of computer science students every year. Boot camps introduce thousands of new developers to programming careers. Online courses allow people from nearly any background to learn coding skills independently. While this expansion increases overall talent within the industry, it also creates significant competition for entry-level positions. Companies may receive hundreds of applications for a single junior developer role. Now, junior reality. Many junior developers underestimate the complexity of modern production systems. Building small projects or completing programming exercises is very different from working inside large code bases used by millions of users. Production systems involve distributed infrastructure, testing pipelines, security requirements, monitoring systems, and collaboration between large engineering teams. Companies often prefer hiring developers who already have some exposure to these environments. For new developers, this creates a difficult transition between learning to code and contributing to large software systems. Now, long-term outlook. Despite these challenges, the long-term outlook for software engineering remains strong. Software continues expanding into every sector of the global economy. Healthcare systems rely on digital platforms. Financial institutions depend on complex transaction infrastructure. Transportation, logistics, and energy companies increasingly operate through software-driven systems. As these systems grow more complex, the need for capable engineers continues expanding. Now, positioning strategy. Another important shift affecting junior developers is the rise of collaborative engineering environments. Modern software development rarely happens in isolation. Engineers work within large teams that depend on shared code bases, automated testing systems, and continuous integration pipelines. Developers must understand how their work interacts with code written by many other engineers. Junior candidates who demonstrate familiarity with collaborative development practices often stand out more clearly during hiring processes. Understanding version control systems, participating in open-source projects, and contributing to real software environments can signal readiness to work inside professional engineering teams. These signals frequently help hiring managers evaluate whether a candidate can adapt quickly to real production workflows. Junior developers who succeed often focus on demonstrating practical experience rather than only theoretical knowledge. Contributing to open-source projects, building complex personal systems, or gaining exposure to production environments can help bridge the gap between learning and professional engineering. Developers who understand deployment pipelines, cloud infrastructure, and collaborative workflows often stand out more strongly during hiring processes. Now, risk and resilience. The early stage of a software career can be the most difficult period. Some developers spend months applying to roles before receiving their first opportunity. However, once developers gain experience working within real production systems, career momentum often accelerates significantly. Engineers who continue developing their skills frequently discover that opportunities increase over time. Now, final verdict. Junior developers are not struggling because the technology industry disappeared. They are struggling because the entry point into a complex and rapidly expanding field has become more competitive. Developers who move beyond basic coding knowledge and learn how real systems operate often position themselves for long-term success.